Oh god, no, it's happening again. I've just been procrastinating for so long. Like, I need to make some sort of video, but like, what am I even supposed to do, you know? Like, actually, wait. My coincidental game collection, of course. I'll look through this. There's bound to be something that works. I just don't. I feel like there's not really much content to do with this, so. Oh, I don't even want to bother him to do that battle tower again. Oh, jeez. I'd love to play this, but like, I'm just not good enough at speed running, and you know, is there even like any game that could work really well for this? Like, at this rate, I think I should probably just give up and. Why do you even exist?
So during the holiday season, I was fortunate enough to have a relative give me a game that had a rather interesting reception. Of course, with that game being of the Pokémon variety, I was already personally used to many of the series' problems, especially after playing a certain Generation 8 game that I will not be specifying. Disregarding all of that, I still quite do enjoy the games, and even if Violet was quite flawed in a lot of areas, I have been enjoying a lot of it. You know, the game here and there, it's actually not terrible. Granted, obviously, this is after the important patch did roll out, so I didn't exactly have to deal with the worst of all the bugs, but there still was some issues here and there. Like, the game doesn't run perfectly, but the point is it's not bad. Now, at least, that is. Now, at the time of this video, I actually have yet to complete the game, and it's actually taken me so long since the time that I got it that I managed to have my birthday occur in the game. Wow. However, I am clearly getting off track at this rate. The point of the video, clearly, was about a certain specific encounter that I had. Now, usually, when I do play Pokemon games, I always have, at least since the 5th generation of games, wanted to have at least a shiny Pokemon on my team. Now, depending on the game, this can either be seriously easy or dreadfully difficult. In the case of Pokemon Violet, this was rather unusual. After Legends Arceus, I was under the impression that they would have kept in the same shiny mechanics, at least in terms of the sound effect that was in place in the game at the time. As I found out, this was not the case. I searched and searched and searched for quite a while, but it was not really to any avail, like at all. Eventually I realized something was wrong, so I searched up how it worked in the game and figured out that there was no effect that played before battling. Yeah, I kind of wish I knew that beforehand. With this knowledge in hand, I set out once again into the few areas I had unlocked at the time and began my totally wonderful search. Again. Though, before I could do any of that, I couldn't forget to stop by the molasses zone on the way. So with all this finally out here, here is what I found. Unfortunately, if it was not rather obvious by what was just seen, I didn't exactly have my mic set up at the time. I wasn't really expecting to run into a shiny at that time, and so there's not exactly a live reaction, like, at all. Which I guess is kind of a shame, you know, can't exactly see how it was at the time, but, you know, now that I think about it, I could do a reaction right now. Hold on, I have an idea. Oh my god, guys! Is that a shiny Tarountula? Oh my, holy shit! Yeah, maybe even that is a bit of an overreaction. Honestly, as much as I do like to poke fun at some people's reactions to shiny Pokemon, I can still easily understand why people have those reactions. I mean, I for one am not like, you know, free of having those types of reactions. Some time ago, I did get a shiny starter Piplup back in Brilliant Diamond, and I did have a very like loud reaction. So yeah. With all that out of the way, back onto our main focus here. I finished off this encounter by catching it in a Pokeball, which, nicely enough, did end up with a critical capture. That's neat. After a short break following the escapade with my new companion, I had decided to look more into the details of the Tarountula, as well as figuring out what type of name I would give him. Originally, I had landed upon the name Astuto. But after making some considerations towards the true nature of this little guy, and the fact that I decided not to evolve him, I wanted to go with a more affectionate name. So instead, the name of Goofball was bestowed upon him. After dealing with that identity crisis, I had decided to do some further digging into what exactly were the specific qualities of this new teammate. Not only did I figure out that Goofball was a bit of a lazybones, I also got a reminder as to how far back I pushed all of this. I guess procrastination is not exactly something I'm still good at dealing with. In any case, though, regardless, I did find it a tad bit disappointing that the shiny sparkles did not happen when I sent him out outside of battle. But, realistically though, it doesn't change my appreciation that this guy finally decided to show himself after a while. And yet, it was quite clear that I still had an entire game that I had to complete. And though it would be quite possible for me just to simply play through it, you know, doing a normal playthrough that I think most people would do when they play a game like this for the first time, I thought it would make sense, and it'd be fitting, if Goofball and we tackled the entire Paldea region together. And by together, I mean just together. And while the task ahead is quite obviously a difficult one, I know for a fact that Goofball and we have the motivation to see this to fruition, and nothing can stop us. Well, probably, anyway. Who knows what the future will hold, right?